It's the show that's moving fast. It's called The Captain and the Real Deal Podcast with our brother Top Gun, our flight engineer. We're talking Vikings and Hawks, man, the tip of the spear, because we float past clowns with the greatest of ease. They just buckle down to their knees with the grip of a pit bull locked on the mic. We'll be tearing it up night after night. I'm Captain Luke, an operator. I could never be a faker, and I'm serving you lyrics better than a damn waiter. Rhyming on this microphone, and I just never am alone with Big Gold and Top Gun. You know we full grown. Can you hear my tone? I'm in the podcast zone, giving you a taste of my microphone. The homie by my side, he will make you glide. So Big Gold, slice and dice and bring this party inside. Cut it up, B Gold. We get the call with the ball and we're ready to maul. There's no competition, we will never fall. Ball could be in the air or for that 9 route. I shake and bake at the line of scrimmage and I'm out. And off to the house with 6 more for the squad, generating the speed of a NASCAR hot rod. On arrival, the 12s go mad. The opposition got the Emerald Nation is glad. So brace yourself for the show that's the most. While B Gold is spinning, I'm one of your hosts. We also got the Real Deal who makes his cameo with unfiltered thoughts that'll jam you, bro. And our technician, aka Top Gun, he'll test his skills for fun, and he's never on the run. I'm Captain Fook, unfadable, just like the Real Deal. The bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. That's a shout out to the homie George Clinton, the masters of the funk, yo. That's my opinion. So in 2022, and it's season 2, Captain Fook and the Real Deal are ready for you. If you're ready for us, there's no time to discuss. It's about that action, y'all. So get your butt on the bus, because the Captain and the Real Deal are ready to go. And if you are too, then let's start the show, because it's the Captain and the Real Deal Podcast. What's it called? It's called the Captain and the Real Deal Podcast. All right, then let's start the show.
Soldiers, 12s, and all you football fanatics. Welcome to another episode of the Captain and the Real Deal Podcast. On today's episode, them guys will bring you all the latest news and information for their respective teams, the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Damen und Herren, it's time for the podcast featuring Captain Fook and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. This is the only place that's talking Hawks and Kings, but to be specific, we're talking Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings. So strap up. We're taking you on a fantastic voyage, unlike any you've ever been on, so sit back and get ready to set sail to the emerald-rich lands of the Seattle Seahawks and the treasure-filled valleys of the Minnesota Vikings, with your hosts, Captain Fook and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. Let's get it.
Hey, football fans, 12s, and the Scolders. Welcome to episode 18 of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. I'm Billy Gold, along with Captain Vuk and the Maverick, our production engineer, Mike Top Gun Cruz. We have another great episode, as usual, in store for you today. So I just fill up your solo cup, sit back, and get ready for another fantastic voyage. Hey, Cap, what say you?
What's happening, everybody? Happy New Year. Love it, love it, love it. As somebody once associated with John Travolta once said, the Seahawks are staying alive and can't ask for much more than that. So looking forward to jumping into this show because I need the recaps, brother. Let's get
All
this.
right. Before we get to the recaps, I just want to send a special thank you out to the Westin of Minneapolis. Upon my departure in the early morning hours, I forgot a bunch of Viking clothes.
Were you in a hurry to get out of town, my man?
I know. I had
What's
to
going
get
on?
to the airport by like 3:30 in the morning.
How do you forget a bunch of clothes?
Well,
So that
this
sounds like a hasty exit.
This was after a big win and not a lot of sleep, and I forgot the top drawer of the clothes.
Let's be honest. Was it your clothes or was it the Real Deal's clothes? The Real Deal probably had to get up out of there early.
They were Viking clothes. So I want to send a shout out to the staff of the Westin of Minneapolis for making sure that my items were returned properly to me.
Outstanding.
Especially a lot of the summer wear that I'm not sure I can replace. So thank you very much to the Westin of Minneapolis, who has earned my stamp of approval, the place to stay when you go see a Minnesota Vikings game.
You got to love working with professionals, right?
Exactly.
Makes the difference.
Let's move on to the Vikings recap. We're going to start. We have 2 weeks to do this week, so we're going to start out with the Week 16 game against the Giants. Giants won the toss and deferred. Vikings get to midfield, but are forced to punt. Giants get the ball back, and they get to midfield, and they're forced to punt. Vikings, they start on their 12-yard line. They get to their 30-yard line. Another punt. Giants, 3 and out. Punt. 4 punts to start the games. Vikings, they get the ball on their 16-yard line. They go 84 yards on 9 plays, capped up with a 12-yard TD pass from TJ Hawkinson. 7-0 Vikes. Giants started their 25-yard line, and they drive down to the Vikings' 39-yard line. The next play, it's a 16-yard pass, but the ball is stripped by the rookie linebacker.
Talk about it.
Brian Asamoah on a chop.
Sweet name.
Chopped it out, and he returns to 12 yards. The Vikings get the ball back on their 36-yard line. They move the ball to the Giants' 22-yard line and settle for a Greg Joseph 40-yard field goal. 10-0 Vikes. Giants. Brian DeBall, I talked about him in the offseason as a coach to go get.
Yes, you did.
He gets his team back on track. They respond with a 12-play, 69-yard drive, cut the score to 10-7. Both teams are then forced to punt again, and that concludes the first half. Vikings up 10-7. Let's get to the second half. Giants start on their 25-yard line. They get all the way down to the 26-yard line, and they settle for a field goal to tie the game at 10-10. Next possession results in a punt. And the Giants get into a position for another field goal, a 44-yarder, and they go up 13-10. Vikings respond.
Yes, they do.
14 plays, 75 yards, finished off with a 15-yard TD pass to TJ Hawkinson again, his second of the day, 17-13. Vikes!
What a good pickup.
Yeah, what a great pickup. Vikings defense steps up on the next drive and gets a pick by Pat Pete, who undercut the route against a wide receiver who was hamming it up all day. And Pat Pete, he showed him. He showed him on that one.
He has fun out there.
They start on their 29-yard line, and they move down to the Giants' 45-yard line and are stopped on a 4th and 2 try. A lot of tries on 4th this year haven't been very successful. You need the trenches to be a little bit better. So hopefully the draft gives us some of that. Like, you guys got two good tackles this year. I'm hoping we do some trenches in the draft next year.
Got to have them.
Giants get points after the stop with a 55-yard field goal. By the way, their kicker, Graham Gano, he's money. He's a really good kicker.
He's ice. Ice in his veins.
I can't believe that Carolina cut him. I can't believe it. 17-16, Vikes. Even after giving up points. Vikings ready to respond? Punt. But the Vikings defense forces another punt. And this one, it's blocked by safety Josh Metellus, settling the Vikings up at the Giants' 29-yard line, and they capitalize on the turnover with a 17-yard TD pass to JJ, Mr. Dynamite Jefferson, 24-16. Vikes! Giants, hey, the Giants got a good team. They respond with a 9-play, 75-yard drive for a TD, along with the 2-point conversion to tie the game, 24-24. Heart attack city.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you guys live.
Right. So the Vikings get the ball back. There's not much time left. 2 plays later, they're at the Giants' 43-yard line, and they spike the ball with 4 seconds left to set up an unmakeable long field goal attempt of 61 yards.
I saw that.
Anything over 60, chances are
Low and slim.
low. Right. But what happens? He makes it!
Yes, he did.
I can't believe it. He made it.
It was awesome.
And the Vikings win. The Vikings win 27-24. The Cardiac Kids strike
You guys
again.
keep doing that.
So let me get some final thoughts. I just said the Cardiac Kids, we're at it again, causing me to be on the edge of my seat all afternoon, but we got the W. Game balls, JJ, 12 catches, 133 yards, and a TD. TJ Hawkinson, what a great pickup.
Outstanding pickup.
13 catch-ups for 109 yards and 2 TDs.
Doubled them up.
Pat Pete, big sack and a big pick. And Greg Joseph,
The leg
career long,
crushed it.
Vikings record 61-yard field goal to win the game.
Yeah, your team went bananas after that, too. That's pretty fun.
Oh, wait, I got one more.
Tell us.
I got one more. Captain Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
He keeps putting the Vikes on his back. 34 for 48, 390 yards, and 3 TDs.
That's legit.
Legit.
Yeah, he came correct.
So I'm going to take that victory.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly. So
Don't leave it.
Some unbelievable games this year. I have
Agreed.
Yeah, I was at one. I'm all on tape.
Oh yeah, you saw history.
It's crazy. So let's move to the Week 16 recap of your Seattle Seahawks.
All right, well, let's jump into it. This ain't going to be crazy. You know, we had a chance to go in and control our destiny, make our unlikely path to the playoffs a little less problematic. But we are talking about the Seattle Seahawks, so let's just run through a couple of things, okay? The bottom line is we took an L here. We go into this game, got a lot to play for, going against a super hot Kansas City Chiefs, almost unstoppable offense. If you looked at the stat sheet, you might think that we pulled the victory out, but we didn't. A lot of punts. Defense was playing better, but you're dealing with Patrick Mahomes and some people that are actually like executioners when it comes to offense. It's like they know how to score from anywhere on the field. You make one mistake, they're going to find it. And that's what happened eventually. We went into halftime down 17-3. Not a whole lot of light, but we come out of the, tunnel in the third quarter, and we actually fight and earn a 0-0 score at the end of the third quarter. So nobody scores in the third quarter. So we're still kind of hanging in there, but it's not pretty. And then the things that you don't want to have happen in a game, they happen. And really, it boiled down to a touchdown by Patrick Mahomes kind of exploiting us a little bit. Their running game was good enough to keep the ball, even though we had the ball longer than them. Our plays were not as productive at all. We had a lot of nowhere plays, very frustrating. And so we ended up taking the L there, 10-24. Ironically, our chances to getting in the playoffs are not dead for the following week, so we have hope. So we move to the very next week, B Gold.
Week 17.
We have no choice. We move to week 17, and everything is on the line still for us, but we need help at this point, so we couldn't avoid that. So what do? We go home to Lumen Field. We charge all of the batteries for the Green Nation, the Emerald Nation, and Geno Smith is on a mission. And if you saw what he wore before the game, you might have even thought that he came in from a spaceship. Did you see it?
No, it wasn't a Case Keenum jersey?
Not at all. Case Keenum was holding his jersey. All right, that's what he was doing. So we got the Jets coming in, feisty squad. Respect them a lot. They've been playing very, very hard. But they're going up against the Seattle Seahawks. And I spoke about it last time. I want to see what a hungry Hawk does when they need to eat. We needed to eat. And we were hungry. And we got the work done, B Gold. We start this game off with the ball because they win the toss. The Jets win the toss. They want to defer. So, okay, defer. Kicks the rock off. Touchback. Side. Get on the 25. First play from scrimmage, Geno catches the rock. Hands the rock off, I should say.
Yeah, I saw it.
To Kenneth Walker III out of Michigan State. You know he runs the 4.2. Still has the fastest clock time in the NFL. He breaks off to the left side for a 60-yard sprint, and it literally set the tone for us. Couple of plays later, Geno Smith, and I'm going to break it down later, looks to his left, doesn't see what he wants, but then he sees something else. It's like a beacon. He studies the beacon, and then he puts the ball right where it needs to go for a score. Like I said, which we'll highlight that later. So you push forward, the team keeps making moves, and I mean, there's a lot of gash plays. We got everybody stepping up. DJ Dallas had a really good game. He bailed out, beat Geno on one of these scrambles where he kind of was looking like he's going to try to run for it. Flicks it to DJ Dallas. He scampers for about 30. Big plays in the first half again. We got a guy playing defense. I don't know if you know his name or not. You know what? We're going to save him for later. But anyway, we get a pick at the end of the first half, which kind of helps us propel into the second half. We get another turnover. I mean, everything is working for us, and we end up cutting off the air supply, really, of the Jets. They don't stop fighting, but they get to the point where they're not being effective. And there's a name that I have to mention named Darrell Taylor, who has a lot of talent but hadn't really jumped off the film. He jumped completely off the film in this particular game to the point where he had 3 total tackles. Doesn't sound like a lot. He was disrupting the backfield all day. He had 2 solo tackles. He had 2.5 sacks. He had a tackle for loss and a pass defended. And like I said, he was everywhere. He hit the quarterback 3 times. He even ended the game with a pop on their QB. Very last play of the game to seal the deal for us, even though it was sealed prior to that. I could talk numbers in a minute, but we ended up beating the Jets 23-6. The irony of this game is, though, B Gold, if the Washington Commanders lost and the Green Bay Packers lost and we won this game, we're secured a chance into the big dance, the playoffs. Washington Commanders got their doors blown completely off. That's out the way. The last team that we needed help from was the Minnesota Vikings against the Pack. And I was rooting. I usually root for y'all anyway. I was rooting really, really hard for you guys, and it didn't look good out the gate. And I know you touched on it.
It looked good out the gate. It didn't look good after the gate opened.
Well, the first time I saw the score, because I think our games were on at the same time.
Yeah, they were.
I was
Actually,
like,
we
what's
started
going
25
on?
minutes later, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? And then, it didn't happen. And at the end of the day, you can't rely on other people to save you.
No, you could have helped yourself the week before.
Exactly. And the week before that. And
Right.
the week before that. In Tampa Bay, we'd go back to Germany and we should have took care of business.
Right.
But we didn't. And so it is what it is.
You're alive.
We are alive, and now we're setting up
You're
for a
going to
huge
be Lion fans this week.
Huge finish this weekend. We play ahead of the Lions, as you'll touch on later.
You're still going to be Lion fans, so yes.
Yeah, we
Take
have
care
to
of your
win, though.
business and
We have to win first, though. And if
You're
we
playing
win
the
our
Rams.
games, we are. NFL football team, all of them are paid. We've spoken about that
Who's
before.
their quarterback?
That Sunday, I have no idea.
Exactly.
It might even be
Nobody-
Saturday. I don't know. We'll get that in the
it's
recap.
Sunday.
But anyway, we ended up beating these guys 23-6, keeping our hopes alive. Great performances by Geno Smith, who gets my game ball. It's probably not a surprise. He was 18 for 29. He had 103 yards on the ground, which is not a lot. 2 touchdowns, very efficient, and the touchdowns are the ones that broke open what we needed to get our offensive packages rolling. And our defense was lights out. Now, we did suffer a significant loss. I should say Tyler Lockett did come back from his broken finger. He looked good. He came out early from a leg injury, but he should be good. But the running backs, they held it down. Our offensive line held it down, and our defense held it down, which is what you have to have at this time of the year. So we shall see if we can push forward.
Who's a significant loss?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Jordan Brooks.
Okay. Yep.
He's our I don't know if his third year, but he was our number 1 draft pick. He tore his ACL.
Oh, that's no good.
The guy's leading the league in tackles, I believe, and just a great player and getting better and better every year. One of Bobby Wagner's proteges, and he's unfortunately done for the year. But remember, I talked about Tanner Muse last week and John Radigan, the West Point graduate. They're both back on the field getting legit reps at D, and guess what they're doing with those reps? Making things happen. They are having impact plays be goal. That's funny, but I'm telling you, it's true, bro.
I
So
believe
these guys, this
don't doubt
defense
you.
might be, schemed up for them perfectly because they are rocking bells. And then my guy Cody Barton, who I love, he is playing seriously good right now. He's been getting better and making progress all year, but he is bringing the freaking hammer everywhere he goes. Not Thor's hammer or Odin's, but it's Cody Barton's
No,
hammer.
hey, you guys hammered the Jets.
We did a good
the
job.
Jets were playing with the quarterback that their whole team hates.
No, they have Mike White starting. They love that
Mike
guy.
White started.
Yeah, they benched the other guy, put him in a hoodie.
All right. So you beat Mike White, even better, even more impressive.
And you're talking about Zach Wilson. And
Yeah.
after the game, Geno Smith goes over to him.
And said I was a Jet, and they did the same thing to me.
He hugged him up and said, "Listen, man." He probably said, because I don't know what he said.
Right, but
he probably said,
hang
"Listen,
in there, it happened
you
to
got to
me."
keep your head up.
Yeah, hang on there.
The New York media is ruthless.
Right, exactly.
Don't take it
I was
personal.
here.
You
No.
can overcome it if you're patient and get 10 years.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Jim Plunkett.
it's like a prison
Geno
sentence,
Smith,
man.
exactly.
Get out of New York. Don't play for them Jets. No, they got a good crew now, I think. But you got to watch your mouth too as a young quarterback. You're the leader. You can't ever throw your people under the bus.
Yeah,
ever.
I'm
Even
not-
if it's
yeah.
perceived, and if they perceive it, you need to correct it with the quickness.
I'm not sure he can fix what
He's
he did.
gone. He's
yeah,
done.
Yeah, I'm not sure he
I
can.
think he's out of there. But yeah.
All set with the recap?
Yeah, we got 2 picks, though. I mean, that's a big deal. Quandre Diggs got one of them as well. So it's just good to see our team having fun like that on defense. But I'm good with the recap, bro.
All right, cool. So I'm going to get to the Vikings recap on the Week 17 against the Packers. Green Bay wins the toss and they defer. Vikings return the kickoff to their 33-yard line. Pretty good return. What do? They could start up with a 3-and-out and a punt.
What do they do?
Green Bay starts at their 21-yard line. So obviously another punt by mighty Ryan Wright. And Green Bay goes 3-and-out. Ready to punt, and the punt is blocked for the second week in a row by
go.
Josh Metellus.
Special
The ball
teams.
rolls around left, right, center, lands on the 1-yard line of the Packers, and that's where we start first and goal from the 1-yard line, ready to put the stamp on the season. We can't get in the end zone. A missed opportunity, and we settle for a field goal. At that point in the game, I said to my wife, game over.
Walk us through. Do you recall the 3 plays before
Absolutely.
they came? Tell us what the 3 plays were that the coach called.
First play was a play action pass, quick pass to the left, some pressure on Cousins, and he didn't get it out wide enough.
Okay, so he throws the ball away where no one can get it.
Throws it away, no one
Okay,
can get it. A little
one play
pressure.
down.
Didn't have enough time for the play to develop. Second play, Cook stuffed. Third play, Cook stuffed. Now you got a backup center.
Oh, boy.
Right? You got a backup center in there, and your right guard's been a liability all year.
Not good.
You got to do some kind of rollout, jet sweep, tight end drift, something.
Yes.
Something. You can't be running 2 plays in a row. You should have ran. He should have did a QB sneak on the first one and then see where you got from there.
Yeah, you're on the 1.
But you don't throw on first down. You're trying to be too cute. Run on first down, then pass on second and
or
third.
do sneaks on all 3.
All sneaks on
Spread
all
them
3.
out,
And
get
keep
those
moving.
gaps.
Yeah, move everybody
Yeah.
over a gap. Step back to the right, step back to the left. Just do that. But you know what? Sometimes O'Connell tries to be a little too cute.
And it doesn't always work
But it's
out.
his first year, and you know what? We're 12-4.
You guys are doing great.
Right. So the rest of the game, Joseph, 2 missed field goals. Packers made some plays, some tip balls, a couple interceptions. The biggest thing about this game was the fact that we lost 2 offensive linemen. Our
Starters.
all-pro right tackle, Brian O'Neill, and our backup center, Schlottman. So when we brought in Chris Reed to play center, he's never played center before. So there was snaps falling on Cousins' feet.
That is so not good.
He was getting blown over.
And where was that game at? Was it in your house?
No, it was at Green Bay.
Okay, it's outside.
Yeah, outside. It was after that first thing I said to my wife, if you score 7-0 there, game changer. Packers ended up blowing us out. blowing us up.
What's your depth like at center? Because that's a critical spot coming into the playoffs.
Right. So
Because the defensive fronts coming into this.
we lost 41 to 17.
Excellent.
Our center's been out for a couple weeks now, 3
Yep.
weeks. He got a back injury, and then he aggravated by getting in a car accident. But he I'm pretty sure he could have played this week, but they just decided, get him some more rest. He's not going to play next week at the Bears. He's proposed to be back the first round of the playoffs. But the right tackle thing concerns me. It's not the blind side. We'll see. They're checking some free agents. They're checking what's around. Oli Udo played. He actually played okay. We haven't had great offensive line play all year. Can we win a game or two? Yes. Do I think we can go all the way without getting better in the trenches? I don't, realistically, but I'm not going to stop rooting for him.
Absolutely not.
So the final thoughts, 2 big offensive line injuries to monitor.
Those are huge.
They didn't take JJ out of the game. We didn't get him involved because Dare Alexander was talking garbage all the week before their cornerback, their all-pro quarterback, and he did the gritty after Cousins underthrew him on one pass, which is fine. But you know what? There was no wide receiver screens. There was no jet sweeps. There was no in motion to change the coverage.
They didn't try to get that man the ball. Not hard enough,
They
apparently.
didn't try hard enough to get him the ball. So no game balls for this one. No open items.
Let me make a comment about the game before, because you just triggered a thought with regard to defensive players talking smack. And this was not what was happening in our game against the Jets, but this is my first chance to really watch Sauce Gardner. We got Kobe Bryant, who he played.
Sauce Gardner's a good player.
The guy's phenomenal.
He's good.
He's the real corner
Yeah, exactly.
for the Jets.
The real appeal.
He was going up DK. He went up against DK, held his own. I mean,
he's a
DK
good- he's a
had,
good corner.
I think, maybe one catch.
He played JJ too.
He's a baller.
He's a good player.
I have to give him a lot of credit. That's the only matchup that we couldn't exploit. And Gino tried.
Yeah.
Gino threw at him like 4 or 5 times. This guy's not having it.
No, he's a good player.
So it's pretty exciting.
And they had a boatload of young draft picks last year. The Jets are going to be okay. They need a quarterback.
What do you think about our draft picks next year? You always make me laugh when you talk about our draft.
Well, you got to tell Russ Wilson to stop playing well lately because
Oh,
he's getting
boy.
he's getting you worse and worse picks.
He's trying to do his
You
thing.
guys had, I think I read an article that you, based on what the executives around the NFL are saying, that you guys had probably the best draft results of this year.
If you're talking about productivity from everyone,
Productivity
yeah.
from people starting.
probably
The
accurate.
2 tackles, the rookie tackles have,
Yep.
have played well.
Yep. Derek
Hats
Young,
off. I mean,
thank you.
It all depends on
Health.
health and moving forward. But early returns are guys had the best draft. We'll see. Usually it's 3 years before you can really get a good feel on that. But right out the box, you guys are the winners. We'll see what happens next year. You should have 2 top 10 picks. No, 1 top 10 pick, because you guys are going to get like a pick like 23 or something.
So, Big Old, I got to tell you about one Bam Bam moment, though, that took place in the Jets game that I think you would appreciate. Okay. First quarter, they came out of the gun. We did. 60-yard run. Kenneth Walker scores after that with the TD from Geno to Parkinson, excuse me. And then they get the ball. Defense gets out on the field. We're fighting about 5 minutes and 50 seconds or so left in the first quarter. Scores 10-0. Seattle's up. And your guy makes sure that everyone in Lumen Stadium knows he's there. And I'm talking about your guy, Big Al Woods.
Oh, yeah, like me some Big
Mike
Al.
White takes the snap. He hands the ball off to number 27 over center, and bam! Woo! Big 99. Al Woods stops all momentum, every single bit of it, and spins him back down and bulldogs him into the ground. Beautifully done. You can see your guy, bro. We got to share this. Look at this. Now, stops him up, drops him. And then watch what he does. He's just like, listen, I'm here, and I'm going to stay here all day. It's
Yeah.
99's area.
Oh, he said, "Don't come this way."
Exactly. So that was a fun Bam Bam moment. And I know you like Al Woods a lot, just like I do. So
Who couldn't like Al Woods?
absolutely. Big Forest.
Beef in the center.
So that was a fun time.
Awesome. All right, let's get to the new segment that we've been doing this year, by the numbers. We got 2 numbers to do this week. We got number 17 and number 18. I'll get started with the Vikings, number 17. There's a lot of names, but not a lot of familiar ones.
I'm in the same boat.
Charlie Britt, 1964, don't know. Bob Berry, backup quarterback. Couple stints, 65 to 67, 73 to 75. Nothing more than a backup. Bill Kappelman, don't know who he is. Mitch Berger, punter for 5-6 years for the Vikings. Actually was a pretty good punter. Nick Davis, don't know. Ben Nelson, don't know. Maurice Mann, don't know. Greg Lewis, part-time wide receiver and a punt returner. Jarius Wright, third receiver for a couple of years from 12 to 17. Stayed with us for 5 years. Aldrick Robinson, a cornerback. Not much play there. Dylan Mitchell, 2019, special teams guy. And wearing the numbers now, KJ Osborne, 20 to present. The list stinks. Osborne has some potential. I was going to pick Berger because he was a punter for a while, but we have Mighty Ryan right now, so Berger's to the bench. I'm gonna by default, KJ Osborne, you have the mantle of number 17.
Nice. Want to run through ours real
What
quick?
say you for 17 for the Seahawks?
We got a decent list. We got Jacob Eason. He was a quarterback. We got Braylon Edwards was there for a hot second. Remember that receiver? I forget where he came from. I think he came from Frisco, but I'm not sure. Or the Jets, maybe. John Freeze, quarterback with some local ties. Aaron Fuller. I don't know if 2021. Is that the guy from Green Bay? Can't be.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Dave Craig.
Yeah, quarterback.
You know that name from 80 to 91.
Nice.
You got Billy McMullen. Cup of coffee, perhaps?
Yeah.
Kevin Smith, Malik Turner, and Mike Williams.
Craig's the winner.
Absolutely. From Milton College.
Yeah, Craig.
That's where that young
pretty
man
good
went to
NFL
school.
career.
Yeah, he did. He got a little coaching in too, didn't he?
I don't know, but I definitely
No, that
know.
was Jim Zorn. Jim Zorn was
Zorn.
coaching
Jim Zorn
at
was-
the,
yeah.
Washington when they were the Redskins.
All right, let's move to number 18. Vikings that have worn number 18. Mike Mercer, 61 to 62, our first year. I don't know because he played. Harry Newsom. I don't know. Is he related to Ozzie
I
Newsome?
know, exactly.
Tony Bland. Don't know.
Tony Bland.
Corin Robinson, wide receiver, cup of coffee. Sidney Rice played for both teams. Played for us 2007 to 2010. Sidney Rice was a third wide receiver. He was okay. Jeff Locke, punter, had a little controversial time with the Vikings. He's not Mighty Ryan Wright, so he's out. Michael Floyd, we got him in trade from, I believe, from the 49ers. Never lived up to what he was supposed to be. And the winner of number 18, it's not even close, is JJ Dynamite, Mr. Jefferson, 2020 to present.
Just lock it down for him.
Lock it down.
Lock it down.
All-time number 18. Nobody's going to ever take the all-time thing from him.
No, lock it down for him.
Exactly. What do you got 18 for
All
the
right,
Seahawks?
18 for the Hawks. Got Jaron Brown. You heard of him? Stan Gelbaugh was a quarterback. DJ Hackett was a receiver. He was good. Mike Hass, I think he was an O-lineman, but I'm not 100% sure. Daryl Hobbs, I believe that was another receiver. Sidney Rice.
Yeah.
Just mentioned him.
Kept his number with you
Corin
guys.
Robinson.
Yeah, another
You just
okay
mentioned him as
receiver.
well.
Okay receiver, yeah.
Freddie Swain, Laquan Treadwell, Herman Weaver, and Kason Williams. So I'm going to give my tip to Corin Robinson because not only was he a tenured receiver with us and very productive with Darryl Taylor and Darryl Jackson and those guys, but he also returned kicks and was pretty good.
Hey, it was okay.
He ran into some
Based on
personal
that,
stuff.
he wins. I
He
kind
had
of
some personal
compared
stuff later, but I wish him the best.
I kind of compared him to the number 17 KJ Osborne for me.
Yeah.
Made some plays yet to be determined for KJ Osborne, but Corin Robinson right now I'd say they're on par.
Yeah, more than a cup of coffee, stay for dinner.
Exactly. Okay, this segues us into the fun facts for the week. Fun fact number 1.
I know you're gonna dig this.
The Vikings are now 11-0 in one-score games on the season.
I hope your face was caught. That's awesome. Oh, my goodness.
Fun fact number 2.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Justin Jefferson set the Vikings single-season record for catches, 123, and yards, 1,756, by passing Randy Moss in that department, who put up 1,632 yards in 16 games in 2003.
And we all know he's a Hall of Famer. And look how young this man's career is. They need to do everything they can to get him the ball if you guys want to win, man, this coming week.
Exactly.
And into
well,
the
we're not
playoffs
going to win this
every week.
We don't want to win this. I know it doesn't matter what happens this week. We have to get healthy. We're playing the Bears.
need to
It's
get
not
healthy.
changing our standings. We're locked in at the number 3. We can get to the number 2, but here's the way I'm looking at it. I'll break the playoffs down for you really quick. 49ers stayed the 2 seed,
Yes.
and they play the Seahawks.
They did.
Okay? No, they will play the Seahawks
If we make it in.
when you make it in.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
I'm in.
You play the Seahawks, okay? We play the Giants at home. You guys beat the 49ers. We beat the Giants. You just gave us a second home field game. Again, not against you. You play the Eagles the next week. And we play the winner of the Bucks
Yep.
Cowboys.
We don't play at home at all. We gotta
Well, we
fight.
play the winner of the Bucks Cowboys. So
And that could go to any team.
I'm
That
liking
could go to any team.
that scenario. So the only way we play is if you guys get in, 49ers lose this week, and we beat the Bears, and then Seahawks travel to U.S. Bank Stadium.
Yes, they do.
And
The treasure-filled valleys of Minnesota.
I know I'll be there.
I'm gonna make my way there. I gotta get there. I gotta get on my bicycle and pump some air in them tires. I'm coming in.
We will be getting in the Suburban, saving some airfare.
And let's go. Let's go. Road trip.
And let's go. We might throw Top Gun
Oh man.
in the back seat.
Let's get it. Bring the production equipment with us. Let's go.
All right.
I love any scenario that gets us in the playoffs, to be honest with you.
So let's get to, we have no ridiculous article of the week, so let's get to taking it to the house. House music. Welcome to the 479, the home of the rhythm and the rhyme. We'll never bow down to the other shows. The 479 is the one that knows. Not followers. We are leaders, exceeders, sharp as cleavers. As Snap would say, don't believe the hype. Ours is the show that's the prototype. The 479 is for sure legit. Can I get a witness? We make the picks during the show, making you the money, as you know. Helping you pick your fantasy squad back in the day was Ahmad Rashad. Lynch, Largent, Target, and Moss. With them in our lineup, there was no loss. HOUSE, 479 is where we be. The deal, the booth, and the gun. Sharing our knowledge, having some fun. Thanks for hanging and joining our flow. Week to week, another new show. House music will take us out. It's old school, there is no doubt. House music. Somehow the Vikings were able to spike the ball. They got the field goal unit out there. An improbable 61-yard attempt. Here's the snap. Joseph moves towards the ball, strikes it. It's got a chance. It's down the middle. It makes it! It makes it! Greg, the leg, Joseph, 61 yards! Cousins, the Vikings, the crowd, everyone's going wild! Took it to the house, a 61-yard field goal by Greg! Here it is again, the leg, Joseph! Yeah! Vikes win! Vikes win! Cap, that was an exciting play.
Epic.
Epic for week 16.
That was awesome.
Woo! Woo!
He had some room to spare, too.
He had another 3 to 4 yards to
He
spare.
did. He was
All
on
right,
it.
So, setting you up for the Seahawks in week 17.
Let's get it. So here's our taking it to the house moment, B Gold. It's first quarter still, about 13 minutes and 30-something seconds left. Second down and 9, and we need something good to happen. Geno Smith in the shotgun, got a little swing motion over the right by the running back. Geno looks left, doesn't see what he wants, but he sees something on the right. It's big Kobe Parkinson, 6'8", baby, putting the Hawks on the board. Now check this out. This is practice. Colby Parkinson's the number 3 receiver. He shakes and bakes. Now he throws the left hand up in the air, and then he slides to the right, telling Geno, baby, I got the corner of the end zone open. Hit me with that bag of groceries so we can do what we do, which means eat. Everybody needs to eat. Don't forget, Geno used to play for the Jets, and they did it bad. He got on the board first. Let's go, Hawks.
Okay, before we get to the rest of the picks, let's talk about the picks that we did in Week 16. Real Deal was 10-6. Cap was 8-8. And the Cap is now down 8 games. The yearly totals, Real Deal, 144, 78, and 2. That's almost 2/3 of wins for the Real Deal.
That's a good deal.
Cap's 136, 86, and 2, which is also very impressive. 8 games down going into the final week. So let's get to the picks.
Well, let's check it out.
Yo, it's time for the picks, the weekly predictions by them guys. Get your notebooks out because they rarely miss. Make way for Captain Book when he makes his picks. You can't touch this dude. Reppin' Hawks in the Emerald Nation. All units, battle stations. So welcome to the battle zone. It's a place where Captain Book is never alone. With his guide, he goes by his side. Sporting purple, always ready to ride. A real Viking maniac. Never afraid to go on the attack. And when needed and comes the real deal, he's got a real feel for NFL skill. So listen close and get the word. Don't be the one who hadn't heard about Captain Book and Blue Gold. Dropping knowledge, truth be told. Pico picks, battle tested.
Let's go.
We're ready for the picks, so we're going to change it up this week, Cap, since we're on the final week.
That's it.
We're
All or
not,
nothing.
We're not going to pick any scores.
Don't need
down,
'em.
You're down 8 games.
Don't need them.
And you are going to lead us through the picks.
Lead the way. First game in Las Vegas. Kansas City Chiefs travel there to Allegiant Stadium to get a W over the Las Vegas Raiders. KC wins.
All right, I got the Chiefs winning as well.
Tennessee next, same day on Saturday, 8:15 night game, going into Jacksonville. I'm taking Tennessee
All right, you got Tennessee
on the road.
On the road.
I'm taking them.
with
Because I know you picking Jacksonville.
with the quarterback Dobbs.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's
going to
getting his
get it
first
done.
stop.
He's going to get his first, hopefully, W.
I'm taking the Jaguars to win this game. They played good this year.
They look good.
Yeah, they look good.
I just gotta- I need
They
some-
still have a shot for the playoffs?
That I don't know off the cuff.
Well, we'll have to find out. Did they win this week or lose this week?
Did Trevor Lawrence? I think they won.
They won, so I think they might still have a shot for the playoffs.
They may. I have to check. I can confirm the win later, but
All right, what do you got for the Sunday games?
all right. So first one I'm hitting up. Baltimore traveling into Cincinnati. Cincinnati was involved in a really shocking game, but I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals to get the W.
You were almost going to switch it.
I
You
know
what?
Lamar might play, but that game is to be determined. I don't know when they're playing.
Yeah,
but-
Bengals need that game. I'm taking the Bengals as well.
Okay, thanks. Tampa Bay goes into Atlanta. I'm going to take Tampa Bay. They're going to try to go into the playoffs with some momentum if they can get in there. That's Tom Brady.
How are they going to lose to the Falcons?
You never know. It's
Desmond
the
Ridder?
NFL. 1 o'clock game at Mercedes-Benz
now.
Stadium in Atlanta.
All right.
Who you got,
I got
B-Gold?
the Bucks.
All right. We're locking in. Next game I'm picking, New England versus the Buffalo Bills. I think Buffalo is going to absolutely dedicate this game to their comrade who was hurt and praying for him to be in full health and full recovery. But I'm taking Buffalo in Orchard Park too. You kidding me?
I got Buffalo as well.
Roger that. So we got Houston now. No. Yeah, I'm gonna say this game for last. We got the Houston traveling to Indianapolis. I'm taking Indianapolis. Win at home, finish their season off.
Agreed. I got the Colts as well.
All right. So next game, New York Jets fly into Miami. Miami's gonna get that W.
Tua's out for the year. Did I hear that? Saying Tua's out for the year, and Bridgewater's out too. So
What happened to Tua?
Tua's in concussion protocol, and I think they're.
Oh, it's a more severe one.
Yeah.
Well,
You got the Dolphins. I got the Dolphins.
okay. Next game, Carolina going into New Orleans, the Crescent City to take
You
the L.
always pick New
I'm
Orleans.
picking the boot. That's my family down there. Let's
always
go.
you always
Let's
pick.
go, New Orleans. Let's get that.
They're like the mini Seahawks.
Finish strong at the Superdome.
Like the mini Seahawks. Saints go 17-0 every year, and so do the Seahawks.
No, they don't. 'Cause we play each other sometimes.
I'm taking the Panthers.
Okay, good. I need that. Cleveland goes into Pittsburgh, takes on a young feisty Pittsburgh squad. I think Pittsburgh gets the W at home.
You do.
I do. What do you think? What say you?
I took the Browns.
Okay, good. I still can't catch you. That's only 3 differences, I think.
I think it's 4, but you're getting closer.
All right, let's go. Next game, L.A. Chargers travel into Mile High Stadium to see if anybody's riding.
See if Russ can cook.
Who you taking? I'm taking the L.A. Chargers.
So am I.
Yeah, I was tempted to take Denver, but
I'm sure you were.
I'm not doing it. New York Giants go into Philly. Does Philly play hard in this game? Giants are going to play hard.
Eagles have to, because if they lose and the Cowboys win, the Cowboys get the number 1 seed.
I'm taking New York.
All right.
I know you want to take Philly.
I took Philly.
I'm riding with the Giants on that one.
All right.
Next game, Arizona Cardinals fly into Frisco, the Bay Area, the 415 to take on the hot Frisco 49ers. San Francisco is going to fry Arizona up like pancakes. They're getting the W.
I got the 49ers as well.
All right. Dallas goes to Washington to deal with the Commanders.
Who's playing quarterback for the Commanders?
I'm taking Dallas.
Is it Heineke? Is it Wentz?
Don't know.
They both stink.
I'm taking Dallas.
I'm taking Dallas as well.
All right, next game. Detroit goes into Green Bay at 8:20. They flex this game up on us.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Detroit Lions to beat these guys
Because if
in
they
their
don't,
house.
if you don't make the playoffs.
We don't have a shot to make it if we don't. We got to win our game, which we'll be coming right back to that
But you
here
know
in a
what?
second.
Is it at Green Bay or is it at
It's
the
in
line?
Lambeau Stadium, Lambeau
in
Field.
Lambeau.
Yeah. They got to show their. You know what, Detroit? If you want it, you got to go get it.
I'm taking the Lions too.
Okay. Now, there's a couple of games that I strategically skipped, and we're going to go right back to those games right now.
Yep.
The Minnesota Vikings,
Yep.
as B. Gold would say, travel to Chicago, Soldier Field, historic place to play some football.
Yep.
What happens? I need a win, bro. So, I haven't picked against Minnesota all year.
Yep.
I got to pick Chicago because of your offensive line situation until you get it. You guys are going to be staying healthy for the playoffs, I think.
I'm taking the Bears also.
You put me in a corner. I can't get out of the corner.
I'm taking the Bears for the same reason. We're going to rest up. We got to get healthy.
I think so, too.
And you know what? I think we're going to have a lot of guys not playing. We don't need this game. We can't change our position.
And you need to get healthy.
Unless the 49ers lose, but I think health is more important than the victory.
You got to get healthy. And the last game that I'm slated, you got you ready? The Los Angeles Rams coming in.
Who's your quarterback?
I don't even care right now.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't care who they put back there. We just got to get them. They fly into Seattle Lumen Stadium, our last chance to show the home crowd that we can get things done in front of them.
Wait. Let's not make this like it's
a Super Bowl for us, man.
Like the next coming of
It's a
sliced
Super Bowl
bread.
for us. It's
You're
a Super
playing
Bowl
the
for us.
Rams. They got nobody.
They're NFL.
You're gonna
They're
win this. You're gonna win
professionals.
this by over 2 scores.
They get paid just like everybody else.
Let's not make it like the conquering of the.
They're going to play hard. It's a division game.
Come
we know
on,
how division games
this is
go.
Easy breezy.
Nothing easy in the NFL.
No, this is
you
so
know
easy.
This.
So
There's
easy.
nothing easy in the NFL. You got to earn
You're
everything.
gonna be resting your starters
Y'all
in the
found
third
that
quarter.
out. Y'all found that out. Ain't nothing easy.
How did we find that out? Packers are a good team. The Rams aren't.
How good are they though?
Who?
The Packers.
They're gonna be in the playoffs.
How good are they though?
We're gonna find out.
We are.
The Rams. We're not gonna find out.
We're going to find out. And if the Packers play good on Sunday, we won't find out how good we are either. So we got to handle our business first, and then we need the Pack to take the L. But if they don't, at least we don't go down by our own hand.
Yep.
So that's it, bro.
Who you pick?
I'm picking the Seahawks. You kidding me?
All right.
According to this podcast, the Seahawks have never lost.
This is the only game I put a score to.
Okay.
I got Seahawks 52, the Rams 6.
52.
52 to 6.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
Gino trying to sew up that comeback player of the year
Let's
award.
go. Let's get it. Whatever it takes to get the W, and then the rest is out of our hands. And I'm good with
All
that.
right. That concludes the picks. Let's get to the fantasy football segment. It's time for fantasy football talk to see which teams can walk the walk. Each week, new matchups take place. All teams gunning for first place. Set your lineups. Hope for the best. Your team might be good, but
to the segment. Start the chat. Hey, Book, what you say about that?
It's Captain Booth, and I'm running on the field like a wild one. Fantasy strategy that is second to none. I'm casting spells like a mad magician. I make so many damn moves, just like a mathematician. Without my fantasy logic, you just be hoping and wishing. And if you don't pay attention, your team will need a mortician. So check out Captain Booth and how I lay down my roster. I'm so dialed there could never be an imposter. With this fantasy ball, this segment's for y'all. So don't miss our calls for your fantasy brawl. This Captain Booth can be gold, so avoid the wreck. For your fantasy success, put our knowledge on deck. It's the fantasy segment. Get in.
And we are in. We are in, and we've come to the conclusion of the season. But let's talk about something that happened right before the championship game when Mr. Seattle Socrates contacted you, Cap.
He did.
And he said, hey, it looks like B Gold and the Real Deals team has made it to the finals of the consolation bracket, and they're up against me, Mr. Seattle Socrates. I'd like to challenge him to some kind of bet. You hit me up, and I said, yeah. All right.
He did. He wanted to know
I'm
if you
in.
wanted to take the challenge.
I'm in. I took the challenge.
And you did accept it?
But I put the following parameters out there. Whoever loses needs to wear gear of the other guy's team.
And prove it.
And yes, it's going to be on the podcast.
You got to send a photo.
If the person could be me, could have been me, keeps their word.
You've been rocking that Marshawn Lynch jersey.
Now, right. Now, once I accepted the challenge, I decided to go in because I hadn't looked at my lineup since I was eliminated. And I see Seattle Socrates made 4 moves before the consolation.
He was trying to come at you.
Trying to come at
He
me
was.
to
He's
get
serious.
some players.
Yeah, he don't mess around.
So, I think I made 1 move after that and left my lineup pretty much the same.
Tell us what happened.
I crushed them. 132 to 110. So, Mr. Socrates, looking forward to seeing you in some Viking gear so we could share with our loyal listeners out there. So now, good fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Glad for the challenge.
Fun gauntlet throwdown.
Exactly. It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm joking, you know.
That was only 20.
Yeah,
That's a respectable loss.
We kept going.
Now, did you see the last game of the Access Lords and who they played in that score there? I don't know what happened there. Do you?
No, I'm only on to the championship game.
Okay, because I know you're going to talk about it. So I'm just curious about what happened, if you have any insight.
The championship game was you up against Smells What's Cooking.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
And behind George Kittle
Yep.
and the Rams defense,
George went off for us.
they carried you from a come-from-behind victory.
They did.
126, 125 to take the title.
And you know we got the Frisco D at the last minute.
Yes, I
It was
did.
a tough move, but we had to try to win this game.
So
Top
who'd you
Gun.
give up?
I didn't give up nobody.
Well, who'd you put on your bench?
I had to put the Seahawk D on the
You
bench.
put the Seahawk
I
D on
did,
the-
and it was a fantastic move.
Emerald Nation.
They know what's up. They
Did
know I
you
got
hear
the
what happened
Seahawks
there?
back. They know what's up.
By the way,
The proof is in the pudding on this one. Thank the Lord.
Do you know who the all-pro kicker for the NFC squad is this year?
Kicker?
Yeah, who's
Jason
voted-
Myers?
Yes.
Yeah, he got in.
Yeah, the guy you didn't draft.
Yeah. Here we go.
I
Here we
drafted
go.
him.
And I'm glad you took care
And
of him.
then I cut him, and you still didn't pick
I'm
him up.
glad you took care
left
of him.
him there.
I don't know why you cut him.
You
though.
left him there just to see what you would do.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay. Okay. That's
Anyway,
hilarious.
congratulations,
Thank you,
Cap,
brother. I
and the Emerald
appreciate it.
Nation
It was
Monster
a
Edges.
hard-fought victory, and we're glad to secured it.
This is our second season of fantasy football, and no one but the Cap and I have won a championship. To the rest of yous out there,
Come
can't
on.
wait till next season.
Come in the league. Get in the league. It's the most fun league out there.
Right, to
Come
be
get
the
some.
best, you gotta beat the deal.
You heard him right. And guess what? The Emerald Nation Monsterizers did. We beat the deal this year.
They did, you did,
was
exactly.
fun.
So we both got a victory.
was fun.
Looks like I think based on the picks, I'm gonna win the picks championship this year.
No question
So
about
we
it.
kind of swapped who won. You know, each segment. So I think we're all tied.
The
up going
hosts are hosting.
All right, where we are hosting.
That's
So-
fun.
That concludes the fantasy football segment.
on the mic, dropping lyrics I know you'll like. The league is now on alert. The real deal is bringing the hurt. New challengers every season. Why worry? There is no reason. Teams might win some games. At the end of the day, I forget their name. A new season and more pretenders. New Haven Natural is the lead offender. Like all the others who come to town, this dude is just another clown. Over the years, I put to rest any questions that I'm the best.
Whose team is the best? I'm Captain Book, and I'm the coach. And on the fantasy field, we'll never choke. Keep testing my crew, and you'll lose hope. You see, the Emerald Nation Monster Riders are no joke. And here's a note to the rest of the league. When dealing with trauma, you gotta stop the bleed. So here's a warning to all teams. Brace. This is Captain Book, and this is my place. So as we close out another nice section, perhaps next week, your team will be flexed, and we're having fun, and we hope you are too. This is the Captain and the Real Deal Fantasy Season 2.
It's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. Normally I'm found on the wheels of steel, but the time has come to drop the field. Beat Gold is a name that I spin under, but the real deal's a guy who brings the thunder. Back in the day, it was 5 minutes of funk. The deal's on the mic, he ain't no punk. It's cool when I see you freak to the beat. As Eric Beat stated, don't sweat the technique. My lyrics will stand the test of time. Working the crowd with my rhyme. Now it's time to get to the show. Bringing the info so you know it's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. If you want history, check 1 and 2. All the episodes have something new. From the front to the back or the bottom to the top. The episodes deliver from the knowledge we drop. The cap is the rhyme and I am the rhythm. Like the defense, we are gonna hit them. With the fun facts and the skull jam. The real deal will continue to rant. Cap brings Hawks news to the show. Never losing sight, keeping the flow. The blue and the emerald green. Cap will tell you who's on the scene. Delivering hits on game day. The bam bam moment for today. It's the podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. Another episode is in the books. Keeping it real with the hooks. Tune in again later next week to hear more from the streets. Bringing the news for our teams. Nothing's off limit, so it seems. Thanks for hanging, checking us out. We'll be back, there is no doubt.
Vico, I gotta say that song right there, it just makes me think of like a clear, sunny day back when I was maybe 20 with my 1978 Mercury Marquis Brougham that I got from my mom with my brothers and my cousins in the car, just listening to some music, cruising in the city of Destiny, man. I mean, that's just such a good vibe. You dropped them lyrics like a bomb on that bad boy, bro. I love that cut.
I mean, we challenged each other. You threw the first missiles over the bow. and
it's never stopped.
And I had to go into the studio.
That's a high quality track right there.
Yeah, I mean, it had to go into now. We will mix up our songs each year. Like I will change the second version of the fantasy segment just because the mackerels they were one and done, right? So I'm sure there'll be some new punk next year that wants to get on the music scene. But there's a couple things we're going to keep. And we keep it fresh. Yeah, we're going to keep it fresh, but there's a couple that just ain't going nowhere.
Absolutely not. Locked down, just like Sauce Gardner tried to do.
Exactly.
And these other top corners, like our guy Tyreek Woolen.
Exactly. So thanks for tuning into the podcast today. Playoffs are on the horizon. Hope both teams get in, and it'd be a magical week if the Seahawks ended up going to the Vikings US Bank Stadium.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, it's a toss-up game.
I'd love to see it happen.
Yeah.
That would mean good things are happening for both of our squads, to be honest.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens, but let your friends, families, and coworkers know about the show. Have them tune in. Most importantly, subscribe. Follow the show. Week 18 for the Vikings is a road game versus the Bears. I think we're going to rest our squad, see if we can't fill the hole in the offensive lineman. Hopefully Bradbury, the center's back. Maybe not this week, but at least start practicing. See what we're going to do at right tackle. A lot of interesting decisions in the next week.
Protect yourself this week.
Exactly. We have a shot. We got to get stronger in the trenches in the offseason, but, never say never. There's some injuries that are happening. Eagles had an injury. Cowboys are inconsistent. 49ers, pretty soon Mr. Purdy is going to get exposed. It's pretty
they have
clear.
some film on him right now.
It's pretty clear that he ain't going to be successful for the rest of his season.
We're going to find out.
We'll see what happens. Here's the scenario I'm hoping that plays out, in all honesty, is that the Seahawks get in as the number 7 seed. They face the 49ers. We face the Giants. And you beat the 49ers, which gives us a second home field game after we defeat the Giants. The Bucs and Cowboys is a toss-up, and we'll see what happens there. You guys would get the Eagles on week 2 of the postseason. We would get the winner of the Bucs-Cowboys game. We both move on. Vikings get 3 games in a row at US Bank Stadium, and the Cap and his squad, the Hawks, fly into the Bank Stadium
will.
For the NFC Championship.
I love it.
And I don't care if I have to mortgage my house, sell the podcast studio.
Hey,
I will be at that
Scotty,
game.
T-Bone Ski, if y'all listening, y'all got to hold a spot on the couch for a fella. Because I might not be able to barely afford the ticket. I definitely can't afford no place to stay in a hotel. So not that weekend. So y'all got to look out for a fellow
That's
Bobcat.
how we're trying to play it out.
Let's go. I know they
let's
got my
wait till
back.
the championship game to play.
That would be awesome.
All right, what do you got? What do you got to bring us on, Cap?
Let's shut it down. Scolders and all of you Viking fans, regain momentum as you head into the playoffs and get your swagger back. Even if it's for one quarter, stay healthy, but get that swagger back. Let them know. You will need it for the big push, and it's coming, Be Gold. To my Hawks in the Emerald Nation, if the Packers beat the Lions, we're out no matter what we do. So knowing that, let's get our part done. What we do in this game against these Rams will impact whether we go forward or not. So let's go do our thing. Let's get it done. We have to emerald up. If the Packers beat Detroit, hopefully that's on the heels of the Seahawks getting it done. If it's not, then we sealed our own fate the wrong way. We want to seal our fate, do what we got to do, and then let's see what happens. And, the Hawks can fly anywhere. Let's fly into Lumen Field, get in the playoffs. Intrigue, great plots, humor, mystery, drama. Be Gold, this show has it all. Tune in next time to see what happened. We'll be waiting for you. Enjoy the games, y'all. Peace and Emerald up. Let's get it.
Let's get healthy. Get healthy.
Get healthy, stay healthy. Go Hawks.
Skull.
Get that W. Congratulations, Geno Smith, making it to the Pro Bowl, bro. Nice job. You too, Tyreek.